Hey, gang, it's me, Chris. Welcome to It's Still Called Today, a ministry of simple and hopefully godly encouragement. This year, I'm working my way through the book of Acts and reading the rest of the way through the New Testament. But as I was reading Acts chapter 9 today, a passage that I've read more times than I can count, I noticed something that I've never really noticed before. And we're going to read a couple of verses, and I'll be reading from the Holman Christian Standard Bible simply because I like this Bible. It's a 14-point font, and I like the translation as well, but it's also a 14-point font, and Bible publishers don't use 14-point fonts anymore. But that's a whole nother video. So let's pick up in verse 7 of Acts chapter 9. And it said the men who were traveling with him stood speechless, hearing the sound, but seeing no one, rather. Then Saul got up from the ground, and though his eyes were open, he could see nothing. So they took him by the hand and led him to Damascus. He was unable to see for 3 days and did not eat or drink. Well, as I was thinking about this, I realized that sometimes when God's trying to get our attention, or shortly after God has gotten our attention, sometimes he'll, for lack of a better word, he'll wound us. See, the Apostle Paul, who he says of himself that he is a Hebrew of Hebrews, which means he was the top dog. Well, probably for the first time in his life, he couldn't do something as simple as walk to a city, and he had to rely on other people to help him. And I can't help but see a similarity as to how a lot of times when God really needs to get our attention, he'll arrange a circumstance or something like that to deplete us of our pride, deplete us of our arrogance, so that we can see our total reliance on him. And I don't want to read too much into this text, but Alistair Begg says the plain things are the main things, and the main things are the plain things. And this is just one of those plain passages that we could just gloss over without looking into it. But it seems to me, and I bet you for those 3 days, Saul, later the Apostle Paul, his attention, for, to use Southern vernacular, had got. Because he had to rely on other people. And that was a precursor to him having to rely on God at the beginning of his ministry. As the story goes on in Acts chapter 9, he regained his sight and he immediately started preaching the gospel. But it's something to think about. Maybe you happen to be in a circumstance that you don't think is fair, because I know I have been. And for my new subscribers, let me show you something. Let's see if I can do this without the phone falling out. But that right there is my walker. I didn't used to have one of those, and I didn't like it. And it's still not one of my favorite things. But what it did for me was become a model of my reliance on Christ. I had somebody tell me once that they think Jesus is a crutch. And I said, well, that's okay. I can't walk very well. And a lot of people think they can walk fine, but they really can't. But anyway, it was just a thought that I wanted to share. Leave some comments. Maybe we'll have a discussion about it. Be nice in your comments. I don't like it when people slander people in the comments of my videos, and I will remove you. Because I think Christians can debate things, but I don't think we need to be ugly to one another. because none of us have everything right. Amen. But anyway, just something I wanted to share with you guys. I do have more content coming, but like I say a lot, if I don't have anything to say, I'm not going to force it. That's just how it is. We need to, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth so we can listen twice as much as we speak. But I hope this has served as an encouragement to someone, and I hope that I get some good feedback on it. God bless you guys wherever you are. To my friends who are overseas in England and Australia, thank you for subscribing to this little bitty channel. And I hope this has encouraged you to continue in your walk with Christ and to grow and to look at whatever circumstance you find yourself in, maybe in a new light. God bless you. Take care of each other.